I'm going to say good morning if I have the correct time zone, Jackie. How's your day going so far?
It's going great, but you could always say good morning. Every time I see a dog, even if it's 9 o'clock at night, I go, good morning. So we're in a good morning house.
Sure. So still East Coast time. When did you move back to New York?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
So
didn't. This is a very short answer.
so you left Long Island late 90s and never looked back.
That's right, baby. Well, I look back for a minute because I did a play called Jutopia, because of course I did, um,
Yeah.
from for a couple years in the early 2000s. But I've been an LA girl since I moved there. Yeah, 99. Woo!
Wow. Well,
I know.
we're going to come back to the Oceanside stuff in a little bit, but
Can't
let's
wait. Ocean
let's
24-hour bagel.
oh, we're not going to talk about Bagel Boss. We'll talk about the other bagel
Great,
spots, but
great.
uh the Floaters, the new movie, you play Nomi. How much of Nomi is there in Jackie the human being?
Oh, so much. Think, luckily for Jackie the human being, Nomi was very Jackie in her 20s. And I think that's sort of what's
Mhm.
extra unique about Nomi is a lot of us are these wild, free, we want to live our dreams and be rockers in our 20s. And then you
Mhm.
sort of go like, oh, I need to make money and have a family if that's something I'm interested in and have some sort of semblance of stability. And that sort of never occurs to Nomi. She's just like, I have my eye on the prize. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's very, very much Jackie. I think at this point, I've definitely settled down and gotten out of music to focus more on acting and a little bit more of stability. Not that an acting career is stability. I've just been lucky enough in the last couple years to find some stability. But yeah, I think there's a lot uh, of Jackie and Nomi's still in me. I mean, she's such a fiercely loyal, funny, cool, hardworking freak artist. I mean, she's stubborn and she does what she wants, but she has her eye on the prize. I mean, you have to my I know I'm rambling, but there's
No,
something
no.
interesting about I remember with myself, um, like something interesting about Nomi and me, I was just thinking is like if you're not successful at the thing you're trying to do forever, everyone's sort of like, oh boy, like when are you going to hang it up? But
Sure.
I didn't really get my first big acting gig till my like mid to late 30s. And I wonder, like, were people like, girl, you live in a one bedroom apartment, you're 37 years old, like, when are you going to hang it up? And then it started going well for me. And everyone was like, ah, I just have to congratulate you on your perseverance. And it's like, this wasn't such a hot look last year. But now that I got to, so it's interesting. And I think Nomi's on that cusp. Like if Nomi blows up, everyone would high five her for sticking with it. But since she's like broke and kind of sad and smoking J's in her studio apartment alone and has no job, it's sad. It is like a very thin line, if that makes sense.
It does. There's a lot to unpack there. And you said something like, well, since I'm not doing much music anymore, but didn't you do almost 50 tracks related to Do, Re, and Me within
I
the last 3 years?
52, 52. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So I just meant like I used to be a touring musician. I used to
Yes.
strap a guitar and a ukulele to my back and tour the country. In fact, we're at the Bentonville Film Festival right now with Floaters celebrating our premiere at Gina Davis's film festival. And I've been to Arkansas before because I played the college in Fayetteville when
Yeah.
I used to my old stomping. Like I used to, I've been to almost every state because I used to be just a touring, fully know me, just a guitar on my back, going anywhere, playing in cafeterias, doing anything I possibly could to try and take my career in the arts to this next level. So yeah, but for Do Re and Me, my cartoon on Amazon, that I did write all the music for, but I just sort of meant I hung up my like touring hat with a guitar on my back, going to small towns, playing in cafeterias hat. But
Well,
I
there was
still write
also
music.
to rudely interrupt you right there. I
You
love
better.
the recent performance you did with Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band with the
Oh,
hybrid rock the Casbah, turn the beat around. So where I was going with all that is, do you think that we're going to start to see more music activity since the acting has been pretty steady? There's not like the desperate need to make it, but rather the passion.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I love performing with David Wayne and Ken Marino and all the guys in the Mad Jam band. Um, Middle-aged dad jam. I mean, yeah, Mad Jam. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm doing my letters right.
Yeah.
We can spell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love making music, and I'm still my writing partner and I wrote a musical comedy, like a musical romantic comedy feature that we're going to go out with. So music is always going to be a big part of my life, but as far as like I said, getting out there with a guitar and being like, this I'm going to be a rock star like that, not it's not like a dream that wasn't realized. It's sort of like I don't I want music in my life. I want the things I'm doing to have music in them, but that piece of it is not really part of it.
Now bring it back to Oceanside. I'm dialing in from
We
Long Beach.
simply must bring it back to Oside.
This town of Long Beach that I'm dialing in from, was that part of your childhood, being two
It
towns
sure
over?
was. It sure was. My brother, when I think I was still in, my brother lived in Long Beach on Delaware. Is that something?
Yeah.
Uh,
State streets.
yeah, State Streets, baby. Yeah, I love Long Beach. We used to go down there. My bat mitzvah was at Sands Atlantic Beach,
Oh yeah.
but we used to go as a family. We used to go down to Long Beach, go to the boardwalk, do all the fun stuff. But also, there was a diner down there that my dad used to take me to. I could see it in my mind's eye on the corner. But yeah, we were big Long Beach people. We were right there. We were in Oceanside.
So where I'm going with all that is, the Oceanside, the Long Beach, but then the Howard Stern work you did. Does everything come back to Long Island, but you have to leave Long Island for it to come back?
I don't think if I stayed in Long Island, it still would it would I'm so I mean it's just I am speaking of the floaters, I am who I through and through. And the Long Island never left. It's always there. It's always referenced. It's sort of like my mother calls it Yiddishkeit, like when you're kind of just Jewy. It's like it's just in there. Long Island is in there. The Judaism is in there. It's in there.
The Jewish geography, I thought was the
Oh
term
my God,
officially.
never stops. Never
Yeah.
stops.
And then one of your co-stars on this film, Max Friedman, a
Yeah.
fellow Long Islander who also has some wrestling ties right there. Did that come up in conversation at all on the set, or were you
It
just too busy?
did. Oh, he's so adorable. Yes, it did. Absolutely. We got along great. I think we only shot together for a couple to 2 or 3 days. But yeah, talked Long Island, talked wrestling. What's his wrestling name again?
MJF.
MJF. Yeah, he's so rad. His dad was there and his dad was cool. They just feel, when people are from your hometown, it's a meet you lock right in. You're just like familiar, you speak similarly with a similar cadence. Yeah, he's great. He's great in the movie and he's just such a fabulous entertainer.
And then bring it back to the Stern thing, a lot of notoriety because you hosted on Sternthology. You also had that great song parody that kind of went viral and all that. Do you see yourself trying to submit more content to the Sterniverse, or
The
did you get
Cerniverse.
everything you needed out of it?
No, never got everything I needed out of the Sterniverse. I mean, one of my like goals in life. I don't know. I think might be running. I don't know how many more years Howard's got in him, but yeah. I mean, I just want to be a guest on the Stern Show. I want to do something because Howard either interviews like Paul McCartney, Miley Cyrus, like the most famous people in the world, or random people he loves. Like he'll have like the guy that was the Joker on the Gotham, the TV show. Nobody, that I never saw, and I'm sure it was wildly successful, but like Howard loved it. So he just has like people that are in things he loves. I just need to get on something Howard loves so I could get on the Stern Show.
Well, what does Howard love? He still loves American Idol, and
He
hey,
loves,
you
and I
were
was
you
on
were a
American
top.
Idol. I know. I don't,
Yeah.
he must not have watched when I was on.
Yes, I
God.
think there needs to be that one sheet. If you remember the Pelican Brief, where he was talking about the things that he loves, I think if we do the Jackie one sheet of American Idol, don't emphasize the wrestling tie-ins, but emphasize the Long Island and that you'll badmouth Long Island if needed. I
I
mean, what else?
wonder, I wonder if I feel like Beth would like Nobody Wants This. My net like that show I'm on net. I don't know. Maybe Beth made Howard watch Nobody Wants. I don't know.
North Shore Animal League, you start volunteering there,
Oh,
and
I
then
have
you're
a
on.
rescue dog. Come on.
There you go. So bringing it all together, being mindful of your time because everyone wants to talk to Jackie today. Are we allowed to know what's next, or is the floaters the songs, swan song, and that's it forever?
Yeah, right. We just finished season 2 of Nobody Wants This. It's coming out October 23rd, which is super
Mhm.
exciting on Netflix. Um, Lots of stuff in the pipeline. I think the things that I'm working on straight after this, the three things I can think of, I'm not allowed to say yet, but
Embargoes.
embargoes, baby. But I would just say for whoever is watching to find me on Instagram because that's where I'm going to post like the upcoming things that I'm doing as I'm allowed to say them out loud, which I have such a big mouth. I've been saying them this weekend. And then after I say, I'm like, oh, Jackie, shut up.
So the two-parter to close this. The first thing is best way to follow you is Instagram.
Yes, it's just at Jackie Tohn, my name, Tohn.
Okay. And the last thing, what's the last concert that you went to as a fan?
Oh, um, well, I'm going to see Truesdale on June. Oh my God, in 2 days. Truesdale is this rad band of three girls who write their own music, play their own
Cool.
instruments. Their harmonies are from Mars. But similarly, I think the last concert before that was probably Haim. Do I have a type? Maybe three girls singing and doing harmonies. When I was making music years ago, the two bands I were in were both like female harmony duo bands with two of my best girlfriends. So yeah, that's my jam. That's what I love.
Well, the key is thank you for your time, first
Oh,
thing.
my pleasure. Thank you for
Congrats on the
chatting.
floaters. Looking forward to the future projects. We'll follow you on Instagram and looking forward to what's to come.
Thank you, buddy. Nice chatting.
Paltrocast.